Hey guys, back with another video. This is the case that I'm going to be using for this current little build. And this is called, as you can see, this is the Fractal design. It's the Focus G Mini and it's the black. Now, I went for this. This is kind of a new case. This got this from PLE Computers and I started opening it, but I thought I'd do this video first before I went any further for you. So yeah, this is actually kind of cool. It's more designed for, as you can see, there's loads and loads of features on here, and I love it because most of my builds I'm only using like maybe 2 or 3 hard drives or whatnot else. So you can see you've got all your filters and whatnot else. And the brilliant thing I like about it is that I can take a large PSU, not just like the standard size as such. And we've got a few filters there and whatnot else. And yeah, so I'm loving this so far. Again, the filter is massive for the bottom as well, and heaps of airflow, having the 2 120s on the front. I can have 2 120s on the top, I think. So I'll spin this around just a little bit more for you. Obviously pause it if you want to. So that's the cooling system you can actually have on there. You can, as it says there, your 2 or 140s. I can actually have 2 140s on the top, which is impressive. And yeah, as you can see there, there's different little specs and whatnot else. So that's the case. I'll open up that in a moment, but this is all that I'm going for. They're not new stuff, sort of bits and pieces. So I've got a Z77 with an i7 3770K. As you can see here, an older 1200, and that's what I was talking about. It's like a larger one. It has a 140 on the bottom, obviously SSD, and yeah. And I've got an R9 390X. And yeah, H60, so that's all I've got going in. Might be obviously a couple more maybe fans or whatever, but this, as far as I could find out from the actual pictures and whatnot else and what I could read, is that this has white LEDs. Not too sure whether I'll be using those as such, but yeah. Anyway, give me a sec, I'll open all this up and we can have a look at it for you. Okay, so here we are. This is out of its box. I just pulled it out just now. And immediately it looks really cool. It's usually you have a lot of cases that are sort of so high or whatever, and I'm not putting that much stuff into it. It's just an ITX, it's not, or an ATX, sorry. It's nothing. Motherboard isn't massive or anything like that, and I like that I'm still going to be using a Blu-ray and possibly a a card reader or something like that. But yeah, as you can see there's the twin 120s. It's a nice, massively large window. Don't mind showing off what I've actually got in there. As you can tell, it's it's not rubbish stuff. But anyway, I've already taken off the plastic screws, and they're actually metal. They're not plastic or anything. They're full metal. So a little guide that you get with it as well, which is handy, I guess. Obviously, USB 3.0. I like this little fractal design here. You probably won't be able to see it, but yeah, nice wide open spaces and stuff like that. You can actually see in there, it's straight out, and this is excellent. This is some of the ones that I've been seeing only have about that, which is fine for like your CX 750s or 650s or whatever, just those smaller ones. But if you go to yeah, the larger one, which I've actually got, yeah, I needed that extra because that power supply has actually got a 140 on it, and I need this. I need that extra bit of breathing space as such. And as you can see, you have your little quick releases there, and that only takes 2, but that's fine. That's because that's all I've got. And so yeah, so this apparently can take 140s, so that's pretty decent. Airflow coming in straight out, because obviously the graphics card is the one that's actually going to be needing the air the most, really. I'm just wondering where I can actually get the H60, which I'm thinking here, and then the hoses come to there. I might even be able to mount it there as such. It'll probably go, because it is, you can actually, this is brilliant, look at this. I think that's more designed for that kind of thing. Maybe. I'll check it out. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Bit of a cavity there as well. That's actually a decent amount of cavity too. Decent. So there you go. Not really much more to sort of see, I guess. It's nice and compact, and that's exactly what I was after. And yeah, I like how it's all black as well. nothing. I'm sort of over all the colours and bits and pieces on cases at the moment, but that's personal preference. That's just me. I like to keep things simple. And the great thing about looking at this so far is that I don't think I even need to modify anything, which is unusual. Might have to. Anyway, I don't think I will, but that's what I'm going for. Cool? Alright, start putting it together for you. Okay, so I thought I'd just throw this in really quickly. So as you can sort of see here, see how there's sort of like, they sort of protrude? Like these are where the actual screws come through and whatnot else. So this here, this caddy actually has some more holes that are just here. So when I first put this in, I was like, well, I've got no room for my cable management. But the good thing is that this actually has two different sort of locating. So there's one hole there, which that goes over to there. So it goes across what, probably about, an inch and a half. So you've got that extra bit. And I was thinking, well, what's that for? That's so you can actually put a double radiator going down here. I'm only putting a single, but you can put a double radiator going down here, and that's what that was actually giving you room for, because, the fans are mounted, inside here, so they're not on this side. But the problem that I'm actually having is these. As you can actually see, they're kind of like, they stick out, and the screws themselves were not going all the way through, so they weren't biting into the actual radiator itself. So you need for them to bite into here, and they weren't biting at all. They were like giving, like not even like 2 mil or something like that, which was ridiculous. So what I've done is I've angle grinded those down flush, and there was another a bulge or a port or whatever that was over there. So I've had to make that all completely flush, and so then now that gives me a fair bit of bite, so the radiator will be held, because that's all it's going to be held on by. It's only going to be held on by the screws that will be coming through the fan and through into the actual radiator. So there you go. I thought I'd just say this. I'm always modifying these cases somehow, but anyway, that's what it is. Cool. Okay, this is all done now, and I've done a few different little modifications to it, as you can possibly see. Just the little tiny video I threw in just before. Still haven't taken off this little bit of plastic that's around there or whatnot else, but I've taken off the 2 white fans that were on the front, and I've just replaced them just with just standard 120 Bitfin X, and just had them on the front. And then I've put a 140 on the top, and just didn't put anything else on there. I didn't see the point, but it's a massive window. You can actually see everything, so obviously keep your cable management going well and whatnot else. But that's everything in now completely. The only thing I am waiting on is I've actually just got 8 gig of RAM just going on there at the moment. I'm just waiting for some other. I've got 16. I've got 4 gigabytes going in there, waiting for those to come from eBay. But so this is all going now, and it goes quite well. I'll just take this off. Sorry, just put that down. So there you go. So these are the fans, and if I just stop talking for a moment, it's very quiet. It's really quiet. So these fans that come with them are extremely quiet. I'm very impressed with it. So as you can see there, I've done it. I've just used, that's a push-pull going on there, and if you can see underneath there, if you see just there, that's more designed for this radiator to go that way as such. And I worked my way around just putting the single one on there, and as you can see from the previous little video, how I had to angle grind this just so this all flush mounts onto it quite well. And but that's for your full radiator. But I tried to turn this around, but this is a H60. This seemed to be putting a little bit too much stress on those hoses, but at least this way, you can see the gap there. It's not touching anything at all. I think it's maybe touching, just this cord here, but that's about it. So it's really cool, and yeah, it is. It's quite cool. But anyway, that's it. So you got the 120 down here going over the hard drives, and then you've got
You know, put the push pull, two 120s on there, and then another 120 on the back, and then the 140 on the top. The good thing about if you didn't have like the CD drive, which I've got in there, you can still put two 140s on there or two 120s, and then you radiate it along the top as well. I could have put this down here, but I'm waiting for something else to go into that bay anyway, so I'm not going to be, you know, I don't see the point. I've got the 120 and the 140 there, but there you go. So it's really, really good. And as I was telling you, there's, you know, the hard drive doesn't actually have to go here. It can go across just to there, and then you can have the double radiator at the front. There's really there's huge amounts of room at the back of this for hiding cables and everything like that, and it's a really, really, really good case. I'm really impressed with it. For, I think it was $85 I got it for from PLA Computers, and it's been fantastic. I've hardly had to modify it at all to suit my needs, and so I'm really happy with it. So there you go, guys. This was a great build, actually. It wasn't too hard or anything. Everything went in really, really well, and I'm just just really, really happy with all that. So yeah, thank you. Bye.